because we know from the beginning, we knew that Bubba Wallace had never seen it. Like, that was part of the original point, that somebody in his team found it, reported it, and, it went on from there, and they didn't want him to see it. They kept it from him. So we knew that part of it, but if these are the standard door pull, like, knots, why would a team member be suspicious of it? Wouldn't they be in every single garage? What would be different about it? Like, I just don't understand any of where that comes from. And, I see,
wouldn't a NASCAR official be able to look at it immediately and go, that's a door pull?
I would think so.
So how did this blow up to this level? The FBI has to come in, and they're door pull experts? They're noose experts?
More so than the teams and the NASCAR officials?
This is weird.
It's very weird. This is weirder than it happening in the first place. And I'd love to find a link. I don't remember reading that Bubba Wallace never saw it. Oh yeah, that was part of the. I just saw an interview yesterday where he had said he didn't have to see it. It wasn't, he wasn't subjected to it, but it was his team saying, like, wow, this is ridiculous, and they didn't want to show it to him. It's weird. It's almost weirder. Like, though, the people now that are celebrating this and like, see, it wasn't real. I told you the whole time. Everybody overreacted. I'll ask you one question.
And there are people celebrating.
Oh.
Now, are they celebrating because this means that we're closer to racial equality in NASCAR?
Of course not. Of course not. But here,
NASCAR's not as racist as we thought. This is great. What a happy story. Crisis averted. No, because as I said 5 minutes ago, there are now sides in everything. There's puffing out chest today in the last hour or so. Again, breaking news. The noose was not a noose, according to NASCAR and the FBI. They brought in the FBI to determine that it was a door pull. They needed the FBI to come in to look at this object and say it's not a noose.
Why did it take so long?
What is going on?
I don't understand any of it. But here's the most telling part of this to me. All of those, track workers, all the drivers, all the teams, all the pit crew, they all believed it. That tells you a lot. So if you're out there like, see, I knew this was not a problem. I knew this wouldn't have happened. Everybody's full of it because I'm seeing those tweets already. It tells you a lot that everyone out there was like, yeah, that's something that could happen here.
Or is everyone scared? Or were they just kind of faking and they were just doing what they thought was the right thing? Because who was going to step out of line? So you need that truck driver, whatever his name.
Yeah.
Ciccarelli. You need that guy. He could have been stepping up saying, wait a second. Sounds like a door pull.
Yeah. And him standing there like, I'm not going to push this car.
He's got nothing to lose. He's leaving. That's what he said.
Although he wouldn't be anywhere near a NASCAR track. They wouldn't allow that.
The FBI, it says in the AL.com, the Birmingham paper, FBI has learned that garage number 4, where the noose was found, was assigned to Bubba Wallace last week. The investigation revealed evidence, including authentic video confirmed by NASCAR, that the noose found in garage number 4 was in that garage as early as October 2019.
So they tie the door pull at like a noose?
Dude, I don't know. Again, we're not NASCAR experts. NASCAR is filled with NASCAR experts. Couldn't this have been squashed?
You would think so.
From the get-go?
That's why it's more confusing now than it was before. Like, I just don't get it. I don't get why people in the garage would have thought it was. Again, so if people are, saying like, oh, Bubba Wallace crying wolf, like, I've seen that. It wasn't him that found it. It was team.
Yeah, rope found in the garage stall of black driver Bubba Wallace. Black capitalized now.
Yep.
Is that your big AP change?
Yep.
At the NASCAR race on Sunday was a garage door pull, not a noose. Had been there since 2019, federal authorities and NASCAR said today.
I guess nobody had seen a door pull like that. I guess it was new to a lot of the... But by the way, they'd been there for a few days. So why hadn't they seen it the first couple of times they're in the garage? I don't I don't understand any of it.
NASCAR statement, the FBI has completed its investigation of Talladega Superspeedway and determined that Bubba Wallace was not a victim of a hate crime. FBI report concludes and photographic evidence confirms that the garage door pull rope fashioned like a noose had been positioned there since as early as last fall.
Why are they fashioning the door pulls like a noose?
We appreciate the FBI's quick and thorough investigation and are thankful to learn that this was not an intentional racist act against Bubba. We remain steadfast in our commitment to providing a welcoming and inclusive environment for all who love racing. Issue's over. Investigation's done. No questions.
It's just
very fishy. Very weird.
It's weirder to me now.
Very weird. I had sent you a note before the show. I'm like, why is this taking so long? Is it a driver? Are they figuring out how to, strategize booting a big name driver?
I mean,
but now as it turns out, NASCAR and the FBI are saying it's a door pull. Our bad.
My thought yesterday.
How is there not a leak from someone in NASCAR, like the higher ups the last 2 days, like, I don't think this is a news.
Yeah. Well, see here.
This is bizarre.
Because here, my thought, and I didn't express it because until you really know stuff. My thought yesterday was that it was one of his teammates who was messing with him, not in a hateful way. Just like, oh, you know what's coming for you now that you're messing with these crazy white people. And then it blew up and he was like, oh boy, like, what are we going to do now? That was my thought. And like, this kind of, to me, is almost like maybe that is, and they're trying to find a way to be like, okay, this was just a harmless, in his mind, stunt.
You think the FBI would work with someone in crafting a cover-up?
I think NASCAR might.
The FBI investigated. This is a joint deal with the FBI and NASCAR.
Right, but
do you think the FBI would come in and go, all right, how do we work this?
Well, I think if NASCAR was like, look, these are door pulls, like somebody just made a mistake. That's what it is. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know what it could be. There's no possible way that a bunch of NASCAR people and a bunch of people from the garage looked at this and they're like, oh, that's a noose. And then 2 days later, like, oh, no, actually, these are the door pulls that are on every garage. We didn't. It's our bad. How would they not know that? That makes zero sense at all. None. So I don't know. I'm trying to think of reasons why this would happen. Nobody on planet Earth could think that this is the tie, this is the pull for every garage, and that all these NASCAR people and all these pit crew people looked at this and they're like, what is this? Oh, you mean the thing that's on every single garage? How would they not know that? I'm way more baffled now than I was yesterday.
We got Dustin Hart coming in about 20 minutes. A little real estate talk, lots of Raiders talk, NFL talk. On the way back, we're going to get to the update on that bizarre story over the weekend. Novak Djokovic tried to have some sort of tennis tournament, and then someone tested positive before they could even play. He was videoed. By the way, today's a big day of be careful where you are on video. Be very careful. It's part of Choose Your Faded 4 as well. But now I guess we're getting bad news on Djokovic, who was, for the U.S. Open, is more worried about what cool hotel he's going to stay at, and he can have an entourage of, 14 people. I guess reality is struck for Djokovic.
The home of the Raiders fan.
Hang out, tailgate, eat great food, drink great beer.
ESPN 100.9 FM and 1100 AM.
Yes, air conditioning and plumbing, keeping you cool in the summer, warm in the winter, and available anytime your plumbing won't go with the flow. Schedule your air conditioning or plumbing checkup at